Texas inmates have contracted COVID-19. So have hundreds of correctional officers as the pandemic stretches into its 6th month.
The people that care can make a difference, and the people that can make a difference don't care.
This correctional officer spoke to us on the condition we conceal his identity. He fears losing his job. He told us the East Texas prison unit he's supposed to be working at doesn't have any coronavirus cases. But he says he got the virus after being sent to work in an understaffed unit where the virus runs rampant.
I went to the emergency room. For the first probably 3 days, I thought I was gonna die. I was constantly cold but sweating. It took effort just to walk, to go to the bathroom. It was just terrible.
The officer is convinced he contracted COVID-19 as a direct result of being sent to work at that other unit. Prison spokesman Jeremy Diesel questions that.
I don't believe that it's entirely possible to be able to delineate exactly where someone inside TDCJ or outside of TDCJ specifically contracted this virus.
In Texas, more than 3,900 prison workers and 18,600 prisoners have tested positive for the virus. One of those Texas state prisoners is 72-year-old Victor Cantu. He was an inmate here at the Cotulla unit, about 90 miles from San Antonio. More than half of the prisoners here have caught COVID-19. So have dozens of staff members.
He's been there for 40 years. He is an old man now.
Jasmine Cantu's father-in-law went to prison for killing a man in 1980. Around the beginning of July, the family got a call.
They say your father's in critical condition. He's on a ventilator.
Jasmine says by the time the family was notified, Victor had already been in the hospital for a day and a half.
He's there alone by himself. You know, we may not even get to say bye.
Across Texas, 36 state prisons are on lockdown because of prisoner and staff cases. So far, 117 inmates have died. So have 17 prison workers. Diesel told us surges in the number of cases at particular units is often linked to mass testing. At Cotulla, where Cantu was housed, prison officials say 92% of the prisoners who got COVID-19 showed no symptoms.
The actual number of symptomatic cases that we have inside TDCJ is actually on the decline.
But even as the outbreak continues, the Texas Department of Criminal Justice is still sending officers assigned to one unit to work at other units, which critics say potentially spreads the disease. The reason? Not enough staff. Even before the pandemic, TDCJ acknowledges turnover was high. A fifth of its prison guard jobs are unfilled. Now, as the coronavirus spreads, the state says there are sometimes as many as 1,000 correctional officers in quarantine, unable to go to work.
We do everything in our power to keep everyone safe through all of our protocols. That's why masks are required by all personnel, all persons, offenders, workers, staff, anyone. Masks are required 24/7 at all times in all areas.
Meanwhile, Victor Cantu's condition is worsening. He's on dialysis and was flown by medical helicopter to a prison hospital in Galveston. His family is not allowed to visit him in person.
He's 72. He's not a threat to nobody. Let the man come home and die in peace, or, you know, have what he can left with his kids, or he's not a threat to anybody.
And that East Texas guard we spoke to, he told us he's not sure how much longer he'll stay.
If I keep feeling like my family's gonna be in danger because of my job, I won't stay.
If he quits, it'll just be one more job TDCJ will have to fill. In Dallas, I'm Tanya Iser.